It is Texas Independence Day. Today is March 10th. This is officially when Governor Abbott said, all right, they're going to open up 100%. And it's kind of fitting that today being Texas, Independence Day, kind of calling it Independence Day because they're free. No mask mandate anymore. 100% of businesses are open. And to celebrate, it's kind of fitting that I have a wonderful guest with me, Doni the Don. You're going for mayor. I'm so excited to have you on the show. I've been following you for a long time. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Awesome. How does it feel to know that you can go out and shop and dine or do whatever a human wants to do in Texas? How good does that feel?
Well, it feels good. But what they did is they allow businesses to decide if they want to continue the mandates or not.
Of course.
And some of them have continued. Let them decide. Okay. And
Sure.
what will happen is the consumers will decide for the businesses on how they react to it.
That's a good
So
point.
the only issue is now if every grocery store mandates and people need to go get groceries, that's not really fair.
Yeah,
But you can decide with your money if you want to go to a place that require you to wear a mask or not.
that's true. All right. Well, it still is. It feels like small businesses are going to be like, whatever, we need the business. Like, come on in and good, because these big box chains can afford to be like, no, you're not allowed to come in without a passport, a COVID passport, which is something they're working on. I don't know how if you know too much about that, but I did a segment on it yesterday or 2 days ago, and it's ridiculous that they're really pushing it. Like, you need to be vaccinated to have a job, to go to school, to go fly on an airplane, to literally be a human being. You need to prove. You have to show your papers. Papers, please. Where does that sound familiar?
Doesn't that like violate HIPAA? Is that a HIPAA violation? Like
Yeah,
that
it
doesn't
sounds
sound
like it,
legal.
right?
It's
Yeah,
not legal.
it doesn't sound legal. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty ridiculous. So, yeah.
Right. Um, well, one of my issues I had as well with this, one of the universities, I'm not going to say its name, but it's in the city of Arlington, Texas. Um,
Okay. Not gonna name names, but this is its location, and there happens to only be one school in that location.
I
But not
mean,
naming names.
we're not going to name
Please
names.
continue. I didn't mean to cut you off, though.
No, you're fine. But they've extended their mandates till May 31st. Um, but I'm not really for sure how that works. It's a public school. It's not like a TCU in Fort Worth, a private school. This is a public school who's
Huh.
made this decision.
Interesting. But
Hmm.
wouldn't they have to follow the governor's orders that to open up? I don't understand how that works.
I would think so because it's not a private business. Ken Paxton had dropped a letter out today saying that districts can't enforce it, but businesses can choose on their own.
Yeah.
But the university belongs to the state, so I don't really see how that's legal.
Well, most education institutions are pretty much indoctrination centers for the far left. So it's like the democratic havens, I guess. So why would they want to? Most of the Democrats think that Governor Abbott's a terrible person for opening up. He's going to kill all the people, even though the reports are coming in that all the new COVID patients are spilling over the border. They're not even
Hmm.
Texans. They're these, illegal immigrants that are coming over, which Biden, that's a whole nother conversation, honestly. But it's, on as far as COVID goes, they, Newt Gingrich was, I think, banned off of Twitter, or at least suspended for just simply saying, hey, look, the illegal immigrants coming in, that's where the spike is coming from. Not has anything to do with Governor Abbott's order to open up, which is what everybody's saying. Oh, look at the spike. There's a spike now. And it's like, yeah, and they proved where it's from. It's from the border. They're coming across the border. No one's like, hey, are you sick or not? It's like, doesn't matter. Come on in. Come on in.
Right.
America's
It's
open.
like it's done by design.
Yep.
It's a punishment. Texas, you're not following what we're telling you to do. We're going to punish you. We're
Yeah.
going to have this happen. And that is not the kind of government United States is supposed to be. Absolutely not.
Agreed with you there. Goodness sakes.
But with Abbott, um, he's been getting a lot of praise for opening up and dropping the mandates. But I will say this: Greg Abbott is the reason why they were there in the first place. So
You're not
I
wrong.
don't. I'm just saying I don't see where you should get praised for just doing what you're supposed to do in the first place.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's the one who put the mandates there, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. What do you feel
And
about Texas?
oh man, so I'm gonna look into it some more. I hear two different sides.
Yeah.
Um, but here's my thing. If Texas were to consider Texas, um, we have a lot of corruption in Texas already. So taking our play are taking us away from United States isn't really going to change much if we have people like Sheila Jackson and Al Green in Texas and this Houston, Dallas, big metroplex areas that are corrupt. So
Uh,
I think we really need a clean house first before, if that's even possible, to even consider it, because Texas is it's not on the up and up.
no, I feel like that's uniform across all of the states right now. There's it's just been it feels like it's just been running and getting worse and worse and worse. And they
Mm-hmm.
are like, well, we've got this power. How do we maintain it? Well, we'll just convince everybody that it's all about the presidency. Don't worry about mayors. Don't worry about governors. Don't worry about senators. Don't worry about House representatives. Just focus on the president. Just squabble over who the president's going to be while we all maintain who gets all of these positions
Exactly.
across the board, from the local level all the way up. And it's like, until people realize that literally every seat in every spot in government is as important as that president, that things aren't going to change. So, and that's why I'm happy to
Exactly.
have you on the show.